Alright, looks like we made it. Hello, hello. Welcome to Crossplay Gaming. My name is Eric. If you're new, watching now or in the future, I see Black Ninja there in the chat. How's it going? So, tonight we're playing a little bit of Stanley Parable Deluxe. What was the full title? I can't even remember. And where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. Ultra Deluxe, that's what it's called. So yes, I have played the original game. And so this is basically, I guess, a remake slash expansion of that game. I'm trying to remember when it came out. I think it came out around 2007. Maybe not that long ago. I'm not sure. Might not have been that long ago. But, yeah, this should be awesome. So basically, it's sort of a choose-your-own-adventure type game. And so, as chat filters in, I'll let them take on some of the decision-making in the game. But we'll see how it goes here. So, I actually have to get into it. And I gotta pause the music. And for now, I'm gonna turn off the air conditioner, because that's gonna really start blaring once the music's off. So let's pause that. And we're going to launch the game here. So let's see how this goes. Boink. Alright. So hopefully this loads here. It was working a minute ago. There we go. Alright. So, English. Have you played before? I'm pretty sure I got the game hooked up to the speaker, so. Right. Please adjust the slider. So I don't know how well you guys can see it, but I'll bring it to like right there is pretty good for me. Please enter the current time. So right now it is 7:32. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, we gotta go up to PM. Whoops. 7:32 PM. Actually, 7:33. Confirm. There we go. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. I do want to check out, okay. Looks a little cleaner, I guess. Stanley Parable, Ultra Deluxe. So I'm thinking there's going to be a bunch of inside jokes in the game about the fact that this is an expansion. It's going to be a very self-aware game. That's sort of how it works. So video. Da-da-da. Looks good. High, low. So everything looks about where it should be. All right. So let us begin. You know what? Let me see here. I'm going to turn on the fan again, but I'll make it just the fan and not the cool, because I think it'll be a little quieter. You'll probably still hear it a little bit, but one second. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Begin. So let's see how much like the original it is. At least to start.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley...
I gotta pause it. I'm just realizing something. Let me see this. Appears we suddenly have a bad internet connection. Oh boy. Little unstable, aren't we? It's not a CPU issue. So let me... gonna have to keep an eye on my... oh boy. Gonna have to keep an eye on my frame rate there, because that could become a real problem. It's sort of getting back up to speed now, but hopefully that doesn't keep happening. Let me just take a look at the YouTube feed and make sure it's stable. Oh, see, it's dropping again. How far down is it dropping is the question. Burr, 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 burr. Okay. Let me take a look here. Still waiting for people to pile in, so. Let me take a look here. Still waiting for people to pile in, so. Turn the volume on my phone down. Yeah, it's like not super severe. I've seen much worse. It's staying like... I feel like I should drop the quality down. Oh, you know what I could do? While we're waiting here. Trying to think. It's like not so bad, but it could get worse. That's the problem. It's not going below 7,000. So let me see here. Settings. Where are my settings at? If I went to 7,000, it would be stable, I think, but then sometimes it just drops. Oh my gosh. Whoa. It just dropped to like 1,000 for a second there. That was terrible. Well, hopefully some people keep filtering in here. Boy, if it stays this unstable, we're going to have problems. So let me see here. Output, stream, video. Where's that output thing? Rate control. Let's see what happens if I do this. Apply. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, so that might be better. We'll see. Had a staggering drop there for a second. So, anyways. So, sorry for the delay. But you're probably noticing a few frame drops there, so that's why I'm trying to adjust for that. As we wait for some people. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. How are we looking? Alright, it's in the green now. Seems to be stable. So, I'm going to resume.
Was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
I'm just sort of going to watch on the other screen so I can keep my eye on that.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so I don't really have the eyes for it because I'm not coming straight from the old version, but I can't tell how much better the graphics are. I think they're a little cleaner looking, a little bit spiffed up. But I'm looking forward to seeing what's different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hello. That's right, you can turn off computers.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Seeing those frame drops, and I'm not liking it. Let me just get some motion here. All right, so if there's people in the chat, let me know which door you want me to go in. I gotta check. Oh, man, the frame rate is completely in the red. That's terrible. Which means we're probably losing lots of frames. Let me see here. Yep. Oh my gosh, and it's not even improving. So if you're in the chat, I mean, I'll pick if nobody says anything for a minute, but let me, oh my goodness. While it's paused, you can do that, but I gotta take a look at what is going on with my frame rate. At the time being, we're losing an average of, oh boy, 13% of frames. Ugh. Oh, that's awful. Now we're getting back up. Oh my gosh, I just jumped to 10,000 kilobytes. Oh my gosh. Turn green, come on. If you all could see what I see, it's very discouraging. Oi, oi, oi. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, just turned green again. Will it be stable? Who knows? All right. All right. So, nobody active yet in the chat, so I'll go to the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay.
Coming
All the
to
same
a
so far.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All right. What's up, Ninja? All right, you got to help me out now that you're in the chat. You're the only one active. So, have you ever seen this game before? Yeah, let me know if the frame rate becomes unbearable. Like, it's been dropping to the... My bit rate's been dropping into the red again. It's not as bad as I've seen, but it's happening. So, we'll see if it gets to be more of an issue. All right. So, basically, the plot is... You've never seen this? Okay, good. That's even better. Because... basically it starts off and says your name is Stanley, you work in this building, but then you realize all of the co-workers are gone. And so then you start exploring, and the narrator kind of tells you what to do, and you can decide whether you're going to do it or not. So far I'm listening, and he says I'm going up to my boss's office. So that's it so far. But now that you're here, and maybe some other people are too, we'll see. I'll leave it up to you guys what choices I make. Poppy playtime. All right. Okay, the frame rate seems stable now. Ugh, it's concerning, but we'll see how it goes.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Nice. So again, nothing new yet. This is all all from the original version so far. But apparently there's a lot more endings and stuff, so I'm feeling it's good when it extends, when the game expands into new territory. I feel like it's going to be like super self-aware about it, because that's totally the style of Crows games.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, so we can go into the mind control facility, or we can go to the escape. Which one's it going to be? We're going to keep following the narrator, or break away a little bit? Who made this? Hey Dogpool, how we doing? This is by Crows. Because he's been asleep. So which way are we going? Whole point here is chat interaction, so this could be fun. I don't know if we'll do it with voting, but you think escape from the simulator? Okay. I think I'll go... Oh, follow what they say. Oh, see, now we're split. Okay. So... Generally what I do if there's only a couple people is I'll go with the first one that pops up. The only problem is if one of you is lagging behind a little bit, you might be typing it faster and I'm not seeing it, so I want to be fair. But for now, I'll go with the first vote, which was Black Ninja. She wants to break the illusion. Okay. So we'll go with the first vote for now. The first one I see, so you guys got to go as fast as you can to decide. But if it seems like you guys can't get ahead because you're typing fast, but there's a lag for one of you, then I'll try to vote a different way. But for now, we'll break away.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Let me know if you want to change your mind.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
We can turn around. Last chance. Let me know. Alright, the frame rate seems stable now on the stream, so hopefully we don't have any more issues with that. Really hope we don't, because that's always, like, one of the most frustrating things. Alright. Anyone? Anyone? Do we have the green light? We can drop down. Ninja seems decided. Alright. YOLO it. Here we go. Alright. Pacoom. Whoa, okay.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
And time has stopped.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. Something over here? Still nothing new.
And yet it would be just a few
Gimme, how we
minutes
doing?
before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Up to 8 viewers. Fantastic. I'm thinking more people are going to show up tonight because this game just came out today, or this extended version of it. So, if you're new to the stream or new to the channel, make sure that you leave a like if you have fun. Subscribe and all that stuff always helps out. Feel free to jump in the chat because this will be a particularly. Oh, your dad was calling you? Oh, got it. Yeah, this will be a particularly chat-involved game because it's sort of a choose-your-own-adventure, so. Boom. Maintenance room. So hopefully there's no spoilers in here because this is, like I said, this is an extended version. I've been to this ending before, and it sort of shows you different things you see in the game and how it was made. So hopefully this doesn't give away any of the new stuff. You like those? Yeah. But so far, like I said, this is completely the same as the original version. I'm wondering where you're going to discover alternate endings. So we might be here for a little bit because this is not like a high challenge game. It's just funny. So we'll see if I can see a majority of the endings. Hopefully find some new ones. Although I should have thought of this.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another.
Gotta hear the narrator.
How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
So, yeah, the only issue is, like, I want to see the new stuff for me. But, like, I'm wondering if, yeah, like, I want to let you guys vote, but if you vote for, like, the old endings, I'm going to be like, no, I want to see the new one. So, we'll see. Maybe I might override the chat a little bit. We'll see.
How much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Aw, we did. All right, I think that starts it over. We're back to the beginning, folks. Too slow, man.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I think something happens if you mess with the computers eventually. There's a few, like, Easter eggs.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, which one? Left or right, people? I will wait. Right. Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting
Oh, dog
room,
pool.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Chat response is slow. Yeah.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
You can just sit here for a while if you want.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
All right.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Okay, so we can go left or we can go straight. What do y'all think? Left. Dog pool, what do you think? Or anyone else. Apparently there's 7 watching. Feel free to lurk, but your response is too quick. Left. Okay, we have agreement. Left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
All right, we can go on this elevator or we can go back on track. What's it going to be? Elevator, okay. Not button heads. Elevator, elevator. Dog pool, what do you think? Go back? Oh, we can't go back. The door is locked. So we have 2 elevators. So we're going with the elevator.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I'm just wondering how they're going to expand this game.
Let's see, we went down right.
It's all the same so far.
Down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
All right, here we go. Back to the beginning. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We got no ending. Well, that was an ending, don't you see?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
More doors.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere?
Spirit Gaming's here. How are we doing?
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
We're still going through the route. Yep.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
All right. Which way? Okay, I'm not going to make you guys choose. And honestly, I don't think it matters if I remember right. So let me see. What do we got? I think it, like, always routes you back.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Looks like the back rooms. Yeah, gimme. This is called the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So the Stanley Parable came out several years ago. And so far it's the same, but this edition apparently has a lot more endings and choices eventually. But yeah, it's like a choose your own adventure kind of thing. It's pretty funny. All right. But I'm letting chat vote
gone. What could it mean?
on what I do.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Should try Forgotten Hand. Sometimes it's really good. Steam is messing up for you? Oh, sorry to hear that. So is the frame rate stable for you guys at the moment? It looks like it's still in the green in terms of my bit rate, but it was messing up towards the beginning, so keep me posted on that because I might miss it.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What do we got? Yes.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Hey!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Hey, Brian. Have I played Stanley Parable before? Of course I have. Gotta play Ultra Deluxe, though. All right, good. We got somebody in the chat who knows the game, so that's good. But I'm letting chat vote on where I go, so... Have you been around here, Vane, before? Welcome if you're new. Make sure you do all the things if you enjoy yourself. Subscribe and like and all that.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
So far,
Just
it's
follow the line.
all
How
the same,
simple
but
is
we'll
that?
see. Well, we don't have to follow the line. Got by the adventure line.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
A trademark, yeah. All right, so you have to go down the line. Pretty sure.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Yeah, I don't think we have much choice.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of
So it is a new
subjective
engine.
experience
Okay.
of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
It was Source
You know
Engine,
what?
now Unity.
I
Okay.
think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Da, 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 da. Wait a minute. Oh.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
I asked the fern.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You
Music,
won't want
yeah.
to miss anything.
The fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Here we be. This room reminds you of Portal 2. Yeah. I feel like some of the humor is somewhat similar sometimes. What do we got?
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
The original game was a sort of Portal 2 mod. Okay. That's right, yeah. I think I remember that.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Half-Life 2.
Ooh, this
Okay.
all sounds perfectly doable.
I think
Why
I
don't
heard
we
that
simply
before.
start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
There's something there's some Easter egg you get for turning off the computers every time, but I don't remember. All right, here we go.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
So have you played this
Use your
Vein Brain, the
imagination.
expanded version?
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I'm still waiting for new content. Have you discovered new stuff yet?
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't
You
acknowledge
think they'll
it.
make a
All
Portal
should be
3?
fine.
Some co-writer of Portal 2 we said we should just do it. Played the original but not expanded. Gotcha. So you're here for the new stuff. All right. It's all the same so far. I'm waiting to see what happens here. I would love to see a Portal 3. I really would.
Ah, a choice.
I don't know,
We
though.
get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
All right.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I
Ex-co-writer.
need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Well, there's not really an option, is there? It's all the same.
Oh, hold up. What's this?
Yes.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't
There's a
restart
thought,
the game.
Isaiah.
I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
In the meantime...
All of his co-workers were gone.
And we're back to the beginning.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Oh, look at that. All right. So do we go back to the choice or to the new content? Honestly, I'm going to override you guys if you say the two doors. So we're going to new content. If there was a door labeled new content, it would have been better. Did you seriously say that before? Did you seriously say that before? Okay, here we go.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Did you seriously talk about new content before the game popped up with that?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released
Okay, it
in
wasn't 2007, it was
2013 on
2013.
home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Home computers.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
All right.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Betting it's going to take us back to, like, kind of like going back to the beginning.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
It's gonna stop, isn't it?
To
Who
say,
knows?
Initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content, Stanley. It'll be nothing based on the tone. Right.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh. We can jump. Can't jump anywhere else. Oh, that's funny. Isn't that exciting? Alright.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could
Wow.
put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000
I didn't make the
hours
jump
of
counter
new
go to zero.
content. Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I didn't see the counter, I'm sorry. There you go.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap
I don't know,
expansion
Dogpool.
to
I guess
market
we're-
for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
Guess
And
we're not
don't
gonna
get
know
me
yet.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and
Good
I'm
God, Lord.
offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No
There's an achievement
frills,
like that, by the way.
No gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Alright, here we go. Ah. Something else. Oh, it's the old office. New content.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Hold on a second. Alright, so it looks like... Okay, we have a choice. We can go in the vent, or we can go up there. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? If the new content shows that this is the same universe as Portal, could you jump in Portal and there was a jumping circle? It makes sense now. Hey! Alright, up the stairs or in the vent? Vent. Vent like Among Us. Vent. You think up there will lead back to the game, so vent. Okay. It's unanimous. Almost, Dogpool. Sorry. Alright.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The memory zone.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
What a time. What do we got? $1. Is it The Last of Us? I didn't see it. All right. Colleges show uneven effort to... This is a real newspaper. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Oh, that ending. Little Stanley.
Je suis dans la mémoriso.
A song.
Sur la pluie de l'eau. Et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour.
Is that a piano over there?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of
the
10
award thing?
from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour, huh? So, is this a choice? Okay, we can't go in there. Memory zone maintenance. Reality ending, right? Person of the year. Oh, look, it's Stanley.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Is that a portal test chamber? Sup, Venom? Something open? The Serious Room, 2013. Can we not go in? Interesting.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back and have
Whoa!
it all over again.
The Dibble Father, welcome. Serious Room is where you get if you try to cheat in the original game using console. Interesting. Thanks for the new sub. Much appreciated.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Oh boy.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh goody. Not recommend. Okay.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Nice. Imagine being that person. It's raining. Only when you're mad.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Skip button. Oh, skip button.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know
Check
it's
the
shocking,
clock.
But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we...
It's like 10 after 2.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley.
Seriously?
I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Oh, no.
My goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Plant's dead.
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, and you saying nothing. Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley.
Oh man,
Days,
seriously. There's so
months.
many
I lost it all
pieces
in a
of
blur
dialogue
of the
here.
Deepest longing to undo the
It's
past.
crazy. I wonder how
And
long
when
each
that
one
feeling
goes.
had begun to subside, what took its place is what I could only...
Uh-huh. Clock? Okay. Still trapped. Nice. Oh. Clock fell down. What is it? Is it the button? Where's it coming from? Oh. Smoke detector. Fire alarm battery ran out. That's right.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though...
You could just let him keep going. It's crazy. Oh, I'm waiting for like a door or something to appear behind the wall. Apparently that's not happening.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Water dripping? Something's going on. Oh, leak over here. Okay. We broke him, I know. The Dibblefather, how we doing? Welcome to the chat. Make sure you all leave a like if you enjoy yourself. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Trying to remember, have there been very many choices leading up to this? Okay. How long has it been? I think we just basically have to disintegrate the building. Nice. Eventually the wall's gotta collapse so we can get out. Or not. It's so creepy, it's awesome. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going. Oh, button's collapsed. Hey! Wow, bro. That's so great. Narrator's dead, apparently. Killed him with time. Do we go on top of the building? No. Wow. You want to go home? Well, here's our new home. Oh. Hey. We're back at the beginning.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nice. Bonjour, Sabi. Is there new content? New content. New content. Hey.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Do. All right. This again.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Okay.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Hey. Vein Brain,
Yes,
are you just
see,
predicting
isn't this far
things?
superior to a measly re-release with
You
a few
did play
minor
this.
additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Doing pretty good, Sabby. Thanks for stopping by.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
All right.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
What do we got?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
So big. Merch. Nice. Where the real money is made. Lots of twos, yes. What have we over
A
here?
common complaint of the Stanley
No, I wanted to
Parable
see everything.
was that it was
Darn it.
confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it.
Reassurance
Well,
bucket is gone.
I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
What in the world? Sorry, folks. 1 second. Alright. That was weird. Okay. Prototype 2.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
It's a nice bucket.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Yay. Nice bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Collectibles. Is that supposed to be Stanley? What is this?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Hey! Nice.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Tragic. The hands. Trying to follow chat, but this is fascinating. The jump
You know
circle.
what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Oh, then you just can't jump anymore. So there you go. That's what happens. Saw a lot of hands in that room. Could it be old players asking for help? Timer. What is this? Free achievement.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this leave. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Aw, what a bummer. 1.18.31. Yeah, what's in the update? Some stability or what?
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
What's down here? Over here.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
All right, Isaiah, thanks for hanging out for a bit. Bug fixes. Yeah. All right.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
We're in there. Can I put the bucket back? Nope. We're stuck with the bucket. What else? New screenshots. Okay, here's some doors. Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind,
right, Jim.
Forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I'm
if
Jim.
So, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, gosh.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually
Jim.
are.
Jim.
Bum 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 bum. Ba-dum bum bum. So can I leave? Oh, this is just a display. I can't can't move on from here.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Only people named Jim. Bum 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 bum. Interesting. Settings World Champion. Yeah, I generally stick with US addresses if you guys are talking about that, but I don't know, I could consider it. I just don't know how much shipping would be. Okay, can't do anything more in here. Have I seen all the displays? What do we got over here? Exit. Oh, okay. Just need to toggle all settings.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay.
Oh boy.
Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Ah.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let's see.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee
The
number
game telling us how they came up with the
427's job
expansion.
was simple.
Pretty much, it would
He sat
seem.
at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-wrenching,
I can open it. What was I able to
Stanley relished
open?
every moment that the orders
Oh.
came in, as though he had been made exactly.
Oh, you were talking about the settings thing. Yeah, I guess I didn't mess with.
Stanley was happy.
Is that a real thing? You
And
can
then
mess
one
with the
day,
settings.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Knew the game would be
Shocked, frozen
utterly
solid,
self-aware. That's
Stanley
always the
found himself
joke.
unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Balloon.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
More balloons?
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
The
When
bucket.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, right or left, people. This is so funny. Left or right? Pardon me. Left? Anyone else? What are the votes? There was a bucket? I missed it. Oh, man. Left? All right, left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Really? Is he going to be patient with me? Up or down?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, the game playing option? I'll have to add that back in, Sabby. I know. It's very fourth wall breaking. Up or down, folks? Up. I'll go with the first.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Beautiful. Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, so should we go to the mind control facility this time? We did escape last time. I'm just wondering if either of them will be different with the Stanley Parable 2 version going on. Which one y'all want? Alrighty, Ninja. Alright, I'm gonna go with the mind control facility. Control, alright.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Three new games: Prototype 1, MGR Revengeance, and Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem. Well, no promises there, Sabby. I've got some games sort of in the backlog. I usually don't just say no as a rule, but like, can't make any promises. Serious Sam 4, it's in Game Pass. Huh? All right, system power on or off? He wants us to turn it off. What should we do? On or off, people? Off. Okay.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Achievement unlocked. Beat the game. Achievement unlocked. Get your first achievement. And we're back. So there's supposedly the happiest ending. But we're still playing Stanley Parable 2.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
How would I feel if you made me a skin? Hey, that'd be cool. I'd wear it. Out of the bucket. Were you thinking one that looks like me or something else?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I got the bucket. Whoop.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Looks like me. Hey, that'd be cool. Alright. Oh, shoot. Okay. In a way.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Alright. Up or down,
Coming
folks?
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I want to go down because I think originally if you go down you like completely freak out usually, but I have the security bucket, so I want to see what happens.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end
So
up with
basically
someone
all the
else's
endings
bucket?
are the same
This
with
is
the
all
bucket, he just
terribly
centers it around
Surely
the bucket.
no good would come from this.
Oh.
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley!
Stanley, it's me, the bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward from
The
room to
bucket.
room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket. Come to me, Stanley. Find me. He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh, really?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Oh, she's got a bucket
But on
now.
this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Dude. And she backflipped all the way to work. Alright, we're still in the sequel. New
All
content.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. Crossplay Kirby Crusaders production, how we do? Let's try escape again. With bucket. Is the bucket still here? Oh, it is.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase,
Oh, shoot.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No, we're okay. Thought I screwed that up.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
What was that?
indication of any human life.
8,
Crushed
2,
by the weight
4,
of this
5.
revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always.
Dr. Coomer.
The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad
2, 8,
behind
4,
the
5.
boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Was the bucket
Yes,
guiding?
this is certainly the most logical explanation. The elevator
Yay.
raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him,
Stupid
comforting
bucket.
him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Let me see here. Dang, I'm getting so many new subscribers on my Grace Nerd channel. I'm up to 90 now. 10 more and I got the 100 and I get my own URL. That is this Trinity video that I did recently.
Stanley and the bucket walk straight ahead through the large door.
All right, let's
that
escape.
read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
You just redo all the dialogue with the bucket. Ugh. Thanks for the news, Dogpool.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's
Outside the
life
map looks
came
like?
to an end as it was crushed violently
Was
to
there a way to
death.
go right?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own
Oh, I don't have the
way,
bucket anymore.
but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
It turned into a bucket ending. Welcomes you to the graphics. You are standing in the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Well, ignorance and darkness, obviously.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
It's all about the bucket. Hello, oh. Do you get it? Oh, that's funny. What art history experts know what this is? That's actually hilarious. The bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life. Having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental, every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Of course, of course. Wooden bucket. Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for comfort of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. $12.99. I don't know. I don't want to buy something I'm not going to jump into right away, but we'll see. I've got some retro shooters I want to play a little bit more of. Cave drawing with a bucket. Oh boy. I'm not going to read everything.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Wow. Somewhat idolatrous. Oh, look. Oh, I have to jump, do I? Oh, I can take it.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right
10 hours
this
of
terrible
gameplay.
wrong.
This world has gone mad.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
There we go. Bucket get crushed? Okay then. Oh look. Different. It's different. Do I want the bucket?
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced them. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Alright, do we want to go left or right, folks? What's it going to be? Where shall we take the bucket? No, keep going. Which way? Which way? Don't go to the meeting? Straight? Okay.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Alright, we
Good,
can jump
said
off
the
onto the
bucket.
bridge or we
Now
can go
ride
up
the
there.
lift
What's it
all
going
the
to
way
be?
to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't
Want to
talk.
jump off?
But Stanley
or
chose not to think
over
about
there?
this obvious fact. He was
I can
firmly
jump
convinced that the
off.
bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh no, it's too late. Alright, we're going up here.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Too late, couldn't jump. Alright, we
Now
can
pick up
answer
the
the phone,
Said the bucket.
or
Pick
we
up
can
the
unplug the phone.
And it will take
What's
us
it gonna
back
be?
home, where we can go about life together.
Answer the phone or unplug the phone. Unplug.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness.
You are the
I must
buckets.
have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. but there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Ah, the short film.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which
Lego
is the
Man, yeah.
cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp.
You
After all,
gut-busting little
with each of us
scamp.
needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us,
Oh my
and their
gosh.
children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
That was beautiful.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind,
yeah.
I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
All right, did it screw up like last time? All right.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept.
Can't
the
jump.
king of comedy.
They added
That's
a
what you'll
fence.
call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
The bucket spoke to Stanley. Here we go, on our way.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
All right, right or left, folks? All right. What's it gonna be? Why don't we go right again? Okay. Oh, she beat you, Sabby. Oh, it's blackness.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Oh no.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Alright, let's try for the left.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Whoa.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
Pale in comparison.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this.
Most funny person award, yes.
Jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Let's see. The sequel is now possible. So we're still in the sequel. Still grab the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Want the door to open with new content again.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
I'm gonna jump off the balcony again. Or this time.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley
Now we
did
go
not
this way.
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Look at that.
Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Well, this is all new. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Wonder what happens if I get it wrong.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
Yes.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet
P-Money,
now I'm
how we
somewhat
doing?
adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
Yes.
Am I
Except
a
it's
bucket?
ultra deluxe.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Gonna erase the buckets?
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh
Ah.
my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact
I
that
think,
we haven't
therefore,
got
I am not a
game.
bucket.
So, tell you what. I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Here we go.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Nor we haven't gone in a
Stanley
while.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting
Right, we
room.
did stuff in there.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and
What was
walked
down the
straight ahead
elevator?
to
I'm
the
trying to
opposite
remember.
door.
I'm gonna go down here.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh
You
boy.
see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket.
So it's a
that they've never
bucket
seen
intervention.
before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Okay.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Da-da-da-da.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Ah.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not
Rich
in
lore.
the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Won't let me.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really
No destroying
explore the
bucket.
Bucket Destroyer, you would
Justice
see that
for
its
bucket.
desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ah, the bucket. Yeah, you always miss. The Bucket Destroyer went to heaven.
My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Okay, then. Beautiful.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Bum-ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da. Okay, bucket.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, what do we got?
Still no one was here.
Trying to think of all the
Stanley
endings.
needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find...
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
There's a trick here.
Stepping in...
Aha! Secret ending. Oh, executive bathroom. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Okay. So before you do that, and you can go upstairs. This was like a super secret ending, sort of, but it felt incomplete. I wonder if they completed it for this game. So you go upstairs to an elevator. Because like a door towards the beginning opens up. Yeah, right here. Check it out. Uh-huh. We are now leaving. Unless I broke the game. No, I didn't break the game. I know this game. So they did recreate this part. Yes, I wonder if they added anything. Do I really? More or less. All hail the bucket. Yes. That's how it's turning out for sure. Alright. Escape pod launch bay. Ah. So the original just sort of restarts here. Oh. This wasn't in the original. Oh. Saying goodbye to the bucket? Aww. Alright, but I'm going to do this again without the bucket and see what happens. Oh my gosh. So sad. Bucket love. Oh, wow.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
The
Perhaps
bucket's
he had
gone.
simply missed a memo.
I actually made the bucket go away.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm doing that again. Maybe I can go with the bucket? Oh,
Yet
that's
there was
funny.
not a single person here either. Feeling
I like
want
wanna go online and see all the endings, but this just came out,
to
so
his boss's office, hoping he
probably
might find
nobody
an
really
answer
has
there.
much more
Coming
progress
to
than
a
I do.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, hold on here.
The moment
Ah, all right, what's gonna happen? Bucket, come back! All right. Do 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 do. New content. Wait, really? No. Okay. What do we got? All right, we can do it again. What's gonna happen now? Oh. Okay. So what's gonna happen now that we sent the bucket ahead of us? Unless the bucket returns, this game will never reach its greatness. Yes. Up the winding staircase again. Oh, them out. Okay, we got a little bit of spam going on here. A little much. All right, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Almost there. I'm so curious now. Here we go. The spam button on the soundboard. Oh. Ah, so the escape pod. Okay, now it acts the same way it does in the normal game.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh, the bucket's
Perhaps
back.
he had simply missed a memo.
Replacement bucket. It says replacement bucket. Unbelievable.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Boba Fett Gaming, how we doing? Welcome, welcome.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Fix my camera a little bit here. Narrator understands the power of the bucket.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
I'm blessed.
Yes, this is certainly the
Blessed
most logical
indeed.
explanation.
All right, here we go. Ooh. Have you been on the channel before, Boba Fett Gaming? I can't remember. Welcome regardless. Hope you're well. If you're new, make sure you like and sub and all that.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay, there's another thing here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I haven't really done this with the bucket, so I wonder if it changes anything.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone in the office was being videoed, but just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below.
I've never done that before.
Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold, perhaps.
I've never fallen down here before.
After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path.
Good question. Where do you shop for the
It
furniture?
was a mistake. I need to do
You trying to
what
be
the
logical,
narrator
P-Money?
says.
Come on now.
I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
There you go.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
I feel like
was
there's
simply
so many
the place to
endings
be.
potentially
And
now.
here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked
Just
straight ahead to
improvising
the
here.
opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Trying to remember. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket
8888.
was the
Offered
bucket
one. How's it
guiding
going?
him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Ooh, I'm getting tired. Alright, so I'll maybe do like... I'm realizing all the possible endings here, and there's probably a lot more they've added.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the
I'd like to
barn
raid
door
somebody
that
who's
read,
playing this, maybe watch them for a while. So do you guys want to do a raid after I finish this ending? I'm betting people are streaming this right now. I don't know of any other number combinations for sure. Oh, I know an ending we can do.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Raid! Alright.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been
I wonder
told to
if
do
the
things it
bucket
didn't
coming
wish
with
to
me
do?
at the end
What kinds of things
is
does a bucket
different
want to do or
enough,
not want to do
or
in
if
the
I should
first
do the
place?
other ending.
These questions raised furious.
So many things I could experiment with.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Here we go.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
Alright. Could have done on and seen the other ending, but I want to see this
Stanley and the bucket
happy ending with a
waited in
bucket.
blackness. Was it over?
That'll be a good stopping point.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two
ultimate
of them began to
betrayal,
discuss
yes.
the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and
Oh,
What? Wait. What was happening?
Oh!
Why had the door stopped?
Oh boy.
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
There you go. All right. I'll have to check out some more later. Who's down for a raid? Who is down for a raid? P Money, you down for it? Sabby, Dogpool. Who's still watching? I can't tell. All right. We'll quit to the main menu. Quit to the desktop. Okay. So let's see here. Let's get that working. Alfred is down for it. Very cool. All right. So we'll get rid of that for a second. So let's let me take a look around here. Let me see who's playing this game tonight. Okay. All right. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Live. Who's playing it? There's some people playing it, so let me see. Let's see here. There are a lot of them. Oh, you know what? I think I need to, well, maybe. Let's see.
Okay, now time for bucket. Oh, there's the bucket. Oh god.
Someone's messing with the bucket. Okay. Here we go.
This is why I hate going to conventions. I get lost immediately under the bridge. Okay. Bucket.
Here we go. You ready, guys? All right, there's the link.
I like that though.
Sammy Fox. So jump on and say hashtag crossplay raid. Don't spam it. All right, I'll wait for you guys.
Give it to me. Give it. Give it. Give it. I want it. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh. Goodbye. I love jarring cotton. I feel it every day. Give it. Give me the bucket. Give me the bucket. Give it.
Well, howdy. Hope she's reading her chat.
I want it. Yes. What?
Can you feel it?
Yes.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of
Hope they're watching chat.
I think that
Board
this
members, please
has
not the.
made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Really?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm keeping the bucket. Can I keep this? Is it mine?
She seems very enthusiastic about the bucket.
I can carry so many things with this.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Infinite
That
roll.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
Okay, what haven't we seen yet? Oh, wait, no.
Watching your chat?
Where's
Come
the
on.
name? Oh, how did I miss this?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized.
Not watching chat.
Validated as people.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Say, Sammy.
Wonderful.
I won't forget the infinite hole.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name of Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to
My friend doing memes in the Discord. Let's take a look.
What? What happened? No. Okay.
just play along. I
Okay.
promise you'll love it.
Oops.
I'll practice my role-playing skills.
Oops a daisy. All right, hold on a second, folks.
Okay.
Forget whoever you are,
I accidentally lost my chat box.
Jim.
Okay.
I want you to imagine yourself living with Jim.
I'm not even good
Sleeping
at
and
this.
waking with Jim. Falling in love and being hot.
Lost my chat box. Hold up. Do. Pop out chat. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's see. What's going on here? I lost it again. Oh no. We got 5 again? All right, hold on, folks. I lost my chat box again. Let me get it back. Trying to open a link from Savvy, but it didn't quite work out. One second. I'll find it. I need my fan on again. And we need a little bit of music. Cover up the fan noise. Oh, we're going to be that way, are we? There we go. All right. Where's my chat box at? There we go. That's losing a bucket. All right. I want to try to get that working there, Sabby. All right. I think I know what the problem is here. Is that gonna work? Hey, it's working. Alright, watch this. I'll get this working. I'll toggle this window on 1 second.
I'll just give you the logs.
When
Oops,
will
wrong
we do a
button.
face reveal like me? Are you talking to me?
We're back.
Yeah, when are you gonna do your face reveal?
My
Okay,
face
there it is.
reveal? Uh-oh.
Alright, let's go for a raid.
There we go. Hi guys. There we go. Did a face reveal.
All right.
Scared me.
Did it really?
Cribs went live a few minutes ago.
Like a jump
All
scare.
right, let's grab this guy. He's doing memes. Hashtag crossplay raid. Try it again.
It's
Might actually get a response this
simply
time.
because the coder has dead over 70 years.
I'll wait for you
Copyright,
guys.
Yeah, some of them, yeah. Except for except when like this song Amazing Grace, if it gets like made by someone else, let's say Hillsong, they make like their own version of Amazing Grace and they have their own style to it, then it gets copyrighted again. And it apparently the lyrics are theirs, so it's really dumb sometimes.
Isn't it Jesus? It's God's lyrics.
There it is.
Why they do
Oh my goodness. So wait, I think they're asking you much. Are you guys asking about
Meme review.
Crossplay raid? Huh?
word?
Oh well.
That's not me. Let me see this.
Hashtag crossplay word. What's that?
No.
Hey.
Wait, hold on. Was it a raid?
No. Someone's just saying crossplay, hashtag crossplay raid. Oh,
No,
are you
guys.
asking when Munch is gonna do a face reveal? Is that what you guys are asking?
Yes, it's a raid. Come on now.
Ah, what did that? Where did
That's
it
the
do that?
hashtag, guys. Use that.
Oh, it is a raid. So I'm getting raided. A small raid.
Again.
Hashtag PM3.
Yeah, hashtag 3M3 everybody.
End of the day. That'll be a dream, but nah. I gotta start slow. Maybe, like, I could be like at 5K and I'll be boom, 10 to the next. That could happen.
You
That
get
could happen.
raided by somebody named Crossplay.
Crossplay gaming?
Yeah, it might be another big YouTuber.
Really? Crossplay gaming's here?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Can you check him out? You're getting raided. Like Crossplay gaming. That's an actual big YouTuber.
Big.
Okay. Oh, he has the same number. He has the same number of subscribers as me. Hello.
Hello.
Crossplay, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
This is it.
Hey, Crossplay
He's
gaming.
watching the video.
Meme review.
On stream.
Crossplay too. I play stupid child games for fun.
He has 1 point. Oh, okay. Well,
Hyper.
welcome to the stream, Crossplay Gaming.
Howdy doody.
Hyper, don't say that. Come on, Hyper, be nice.
Hey, JD.
What's up?
I don't know if you noticed, but Crossplay is watching your video.
Yeah, I see him. He's
On
there.
his live. Yeah.
Oh, he's watching my video. Oh, are you saying that he's watching us on his live?
He's watching your live on his
Oh, he's like, okay, hello people on Crossplay Gaming Live.
Well, there you go.
How does it create Canadian Anthem go? I know this. Ezekiel doesn't know, so don't ask him.
Gamer King, how we doing?
But it's oh Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, and all our sons command with glowing hearts. We see that rise are true, nor strong and free from far and wide. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep us.
Stand on guard for
Canada, we
thee.
stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand
From
on guard for thee.
Crenova,
There you
gotcha.
go.
Howdy doody.
How does yours go?
Hey, everybody.
All right, let's continue on with our where was I?
So let's leave a
yes,
like
let's
for this
open
stream
this up
here.
on like YouTube, or no, it's TikTok.
This man.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I did a raid before this one, but they barely noticed we showed up, so this is much more productive. How's it going, everybody? I'm just winding things down and handing everybody off, but if you are so inclined, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and all that stuff. All right.
So Munch, oh yeah,
So I'm getting hungry
I'm gonna go
again.
back to that question that someone asked me, is he gonna do a face reveal? Munch will do a face reveal.
So yeah.
On May 19th. No, May 17th.
Thank you, Cloudy. Much appreciated. Thank you, Gamer King.
2024.
Awesome.
I'll do a face reveal.
Alrighty. So, anyways, hey, there it is. Nice.
The same as yours.
Yeah, if you got public subscribers, it
Yes,
shows
I am
up.
Canadian. What's up, Hyper?
On public subscriptions.
Being stalked by a guy.
Jesus Geraldo, how's it going? Welcome.
Well, at least I'm getting some attention to my channel. I'm not. Don't
Fantastic.
worry, I'm not posting my address on YouTube. I'm not like. It's obviously there for public.
All right. So, anyways, any housekeeping? It's Wednesday. All right, we did Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe tonight. What's happening Saturday? Anything special? It's Switch Saturday. And so, what am I gonna do? I could play some more Kirby, but I don't know. I think I'd rather. Maybe I'll do some Mario Odyssey. Do some more, like, in terms of Nintendo stuff, that's what I've been in the mood for. Or maybe I'll do some multiplayer with my sister, because she just got a Switch. But we gotta time it right. She might be working. I don't know. Super Mario? Yeah, maybe I'll do Super Mario Odyssey. Let's see how that goes. Oh, hey, it's me.
You see me? I'm in this video as well.
Oh, nice. It's like Raidception going on here.
There's a delay, in a delay, in a delay.
That's hilarious.
We're streaming.
Streamception. That's right. All right. This is weird. I like see myself here going down, and then I see myself over on OBS. It's getting a little trippy.
Wait, since I'll talk into here. What do you play in Minecraft? Are you a PvPer?
Peer to peer? Oh, trying to think. Right now I'm mostly on a friend's server. That's where most of my streams have been with Venom Gaming. I have a server of my own as well, but mostly just Java with a few mods. Yeah, but in terms of Minecraft, that's what I do. But I do a lot of other stuff too. Switch and some retro shooters and some newer shooters.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to find out.
Yeah. So anyways.
I recently started Minecraft server about a month ago. And we, I guess we have like over 200 players, but they haven't all been on at the same time, but we had quite a bit of players on SMP.
We've had like maybe 50 members on at the same time.
Oh yeah?
Half of them.
Quite the delay.
Starting my wedding.
Cool.
Alright, I'll do my Mimi's review. That was pretty cool. I saw myself in this stream.
Alrighty. So cool. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna pause him for now. I gotta wind down and let's see here. Where is my visual toggles? My Stream Deck text is blown out of proportion. I don't know what that's about. But anyways, thanks everybody for showing up again. I appreciate it. Thanks for any new subs. That's awesome. Again, any other housekeeping? Yeah, Switch Saturday. I'll probably do something relaxing again, like Mario Odyssey. I think I started a new game of that recently, so I might just jump into that. We'll see. And then back to Minecraft, and yeah, I'll probably try to find some more endings to this. I'll probably try to find some more endings to Stanley Parable off stream. That's pretty fun. So yeah, I'd recommend it. It's a funny game. Y'all got to see. So yeah, that'll about do it. So if all goes according to plan, I will see you all Saturday. So thanks for stopping by. We will see you all later. Ta-ta.